Preseason. We get in on the party tomorrow with the Bills and the Panthers. If the preseason was real, what did we learn last night? That Drew Aller can play. Carson Beck looked like he could play in the Hall of Fame game. So did Haynes King.
Uh-huh.
And then also last night, Fernando Mendoza had a couple of nice little highlights. Marvin Harrison Jr. looked fresh.
Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow got sacked.
Yep. Midseason,
First play.
Midseason form.
Yeah.
That was the first play that happened on?
He was under center a lot. Cincinnati did beat Detroit 16-14.
Oh, well, big for them.
Yeah. Pittsburgh had a passing game. How about that? That's wild.
Uh-huh.
Chargers blew out Houston. Guess their defense is not good anymore. It's over for them.
Trey Lance threw a horrible interception.
Here's how valuable the preseason is and how massively important it is. I just found out now that the Colts and the Patriots tied.
I did not know that, and that's not because they didn't play the game because the turf didn't get installed.
No,
in time?
they played to a tie. Yep.
I would love to see. It was it was New England. Who again yesterday?
The Colts.
The Colts.
13-13.
Like the play-by-play, what happened on the final drive?
Right. They didn't have overtime, right?
No, the Patriots missed a field goal at the end of the game from 56 yards, and that's just it.
Okay.
So,
after they kicked a 61-yard field goal to tie it with a minute 16 to go, then New England drove down the field, had a 49-yard field goal attempt with 13 seconds to go, and missed before the end of the game.
Yep.
Didn't the Bills have was there a Dick Duran moment, or was it somebody else where
there indeed was a moment in a Bills preseason game where
at the end
they were in like a 2-minute drill, and they just decided it's fine.
Yeah, they just ran the clock out.
It was kids' day. And they just ran the clock out and went home.
Was that Duran?
I think it was Duran. Definitely Lions. Late Lions.
Okay, I gotta find that story. I might have been there for that as a kid.
Yeah.
And okay, let's go win the game.
How about
you're a kid? You know what's happening.
I mean, the Colts on the previous drive to end the game. I'm looking at the final drive of the game here. Yeah. Well, whatever. Who cares, right? It was a tie. That's all I'm getting at. It was a tie. A missed field goal. And the Colts got it back at their own 45-yard line, Hail Mary stuff. Anyway, there was a tie in the preseason last night. The Super Bowl is 6 months from today.
Feels really close.
It's on Valentine's Day.
You know, let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about not planning something ahead of time or planning something because of the Super Bowl?
And the Bills?
Yeah. My wife's looking at vacation ideas for next year right now, and she brought up the idea of the week after, not the week of, the week after the Super Bowl.
And you thought about the parade?
I said that came to my mind immediately and thought okay, well, we're canceling if they win. If they were to win the Super Bowl, we are canceling that trip, are we not?
I have definitely thought about that. Yes. Well, we can't make plans in January. The Bills might host some playoff games.
Right, but do you ever extend that out to February 20th because that's the week there might be a parade?
Yeah, I have.
Even if it's less than 10% chance.
Yeah, have thought about it. Thought we're going to want to make sure we don't leave until the week after that.
Because you got to be around for the parade. If there was one.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want a parade to be I'm flying out to, sure, somewhere spectacular, but still.
Speaking of which.
You want to be here.
The schedule's tough. The coach is a first-year coach. There are reasons to think that this is not the year to get the 1 seed. But of all the things that could be different, why shouldn't we just go into the season saying, let's go get the 1 seed? Go get the 1 seed, Bills. Come on. Why not? Why? The AFC looks like it did last year, which was kind of wide open. The Broncos got it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no the era of the big bad Chiefs as being inevitable. That era of them being inevitable appears to be at least on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Could they get back there? Sure. Could they be good this year? Fine. I'm not. This is not bulletin board material. It's just going into a season. They are certainly not looked at as it's Kansas City and then the Bills and then everybody else. The AFC instead is looked at as I think about 4 or 5 teams that could be good. Bills, Patriots, Broncos, Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers. Is that the list?
Did you say the Jags?
I didn't say the Jags, and I didn't say the Texans. I probably should. The Texans
Those are two teams.
Yep. Okay. They are two teams.
Those are two good teams.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they could fit this.
But, I mean, maybe one of the identities we could get of the new stadium is that it hosts the AFC Championship game. Because I do think, like, all the stadium talk, it's going to maybe tomorrow is our first real look at it. And what I mean by that is I know it's a preseason game. But if it's full or full-ish, and you have your first ever 3rd and 6 where the crowd wants to see, like, how loud can we get, maybe tomorrow at 1:30 on social media we're going to see clips and it's going to hit, like, it got unbelievably loud for a 3rd and 6 in the first preseason game of the year. I think that is, I almost want to say that's likely to happen. But I don't want to overestimate a preseason crowd because, again, people going in might be just walking around and kind of happy to be there. But how about the 1 seed?
I don't see why it has to be any less likely than past seasons. Sure, there might feel like there are more teams right now that can contend for it, but nobody looks like a juggernaut. Nobody looks like they don't have warts. Any team you present me with as this is the team that is gonna get in the Bills' way and be better than them in the regular season, I could give you 3 reasons why they're not going to be that. I just think every AFC team has that, so pick your flavor on it. But I also just kind of want to say, like, it's just about time they do it. How was it Denver's time going into last year seen that way when they ended up being the 1 seed? How many people thought they would have done it? When Tennessee was the 1 seed with Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, what a lot of people thought going into the year, they're like, oh, that's the team that's going to be in line for that. Like, how many teams in the AFC at this point have either won the AFC Championship game or been the 1 seed? The 2 things the Bills have not done since Allen's been great. Kansas City's done it a million times, right? Baltimore's been the 1 seed. They haven't made it, but they've been the 1 seed. Denver's been the 1 seed. Tennessee's been the 1 seed. And then Cincinnati and New England have been to the Super Bowl. Like, give me one of those things. Obviously, one is way better than the other, and one is a tool to get to the other. One less game in the playoffs to get injuries or to get upset. Home field throughout, including in the AFC Championship game. So I don't see any reason why they can't be at least as likely as anybody else. Sure, we don't know how good the defense is going to be, and sure, they have a new head coach and new defensive coordinator. There's newness all around. They might not have the best personnel on defense, but again, I could run down any other team you present me with why they would be the 1 seed, and I'll give you 3 reasons why they can't do it either. So yeah, you have the best quarterback in the league. Go be the top team in the regular season,
in the AFC,
which is the thing they have been excellent at. It's almost incredible that they've not been the 1 seed one time because they have the best record in the league over 5 or 6 years. There's a graphic we see all the time. They have the best record, best point differential in the regular season, and yet not one time they've gone into the playoffs as the 1 seed. It's incredible that hasn't happened.
Get some calls in here. And also, a quick note, Mike Garafolo has tweeted the Bills are signing safety Wande Owens, who was with the team up until July 31st. So he was with the team in camp and now rejoins the team. He had been out with a couple of, here you go, 4 workouts with other teams since Buffalo released him on July 31st. Returned to the club that originally signed him as an undrafted free agent last year. So this to me would be, again, if we're looking for what does it mean, both C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Cole Bishop have been missing practice, and here they're going to add a safety to the mix, according to his agent. So Wande Owens was with the team last year, released this year in July. He's back. Doesn't have to mean it. Maybe they need a practice body.
It's my first thought.
Yeah. Ron and Alden. Hey, Ron, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. What a beautiful day, TGIF. Question. I haven't heard it talked about almost at all, and I'm sure you guys probably have, but the difference between the stadiums from last year is really the turf, the grass. I've been on the other turf when it was, the Bills Stadium across the street, and it felt kind of spongy or whatever, and I tried running on it. You could run, but it's you feel like you're almost walking on the moon in a way. but they say with grass, less injuries and all that. But will the team be faster or would they be slower? I mean, when it rains, it's going to be different because it's going to be muddy probably. But when it snows and icy, they have like a heater underneath, right? So it's going to be icy. I just want to know what the pros and cons are of grass compared to what we've been playing on for a couple of years. And one other quick question. How come during preseason quarterbacks aren't redshirted just so if they get touched and that's to blow a whistle? I've always wondered why they never really redshirted the quarterbacks in preseason just to protect them a little bit more. And I'll hang up and listen. Have a great day.
Thanks, Ron. I think they want to play football games would be my answer.
It becomes more of a scrimmage when you do that.
You're not allowed to touch any quarterback.
Yeah. And then, they're trying to sell tickets or trying to convince everybody that the face value of the ticket is worth what it says it is. And if you make it basically a fake football game at that point, which I know it already is, but you're really admitting to it when you do that, then I think a lot of that gets tougher. So, and also, I don't think I'd still want Josh Allen playing in the game if you told me they can't hit the quarterback. Just, running around. Doesn't always have to be a contact injury. He might decide to take off because of instinct, and then what?
I feel like if you take off in a red jersey, I've never thought about it.
It's too complicated.
I've never really. I don't think I've thought about it. Anyway, on the grass, like what'll be different? A lot more maintenance. You're less likely to have ACL injuries. You're more likely to have guys slip, and there are certain injuries that could be associated with slipping. And I'd seen this week when McGovern without the hamstring injury that it might have been Thy Doctor on Twitter who pointed out, of course, Bill's internet injury expert, that you're more likely to suffer those kind of injuries on grass than on turf because you're not going to slip on turf. And in terms of like the speed, I don't know anybody that's ever made the case you're faster on grass.
I've never heard that.
Turf is faster. Fast players are faster on turf. You cut better on turf. The Bills field will have state-of-the-art drainage. It's heated. How muddy will it get? That's something I guess we'll have to see.
Right.
I mean, it poured on Saturday at the Blue and Red. And did the field get noticeably worse, or did it drain unbelievably well? Right. Mm-hmm. If it rains at my house, my backyard looks different than a really nice golf course does. A really nice golf course, it can rain hard. And then the range is gone. Like it drains out the proper way. So state of the art, designed to drain.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a limit to how much it could drain, and you could get mud and you could get some exposed dirt. But is it also a hybrid where it's like I could probably find this out, where it's 90% grass and 10% turf? Because a lot of natural grass surfaces are a hybrid where it's kind of stitched in. They have those too that help it maintain its form. We're getting real deep into the weeds, into the grass. But
I mean, it does happen at other stadiums where it will get muddy and messy. Pittsburgh is a team that has a reputation for this. Like muddy fields, it gets chewed up. But I think one thing they deal with that will not happen here.
There are football games on Saturdays.
Yeah, they play a college football game on that field the day before often. And how much of an impact, how much of that is the reason?
Right.
Like last year, I remember there was like a thing with the PA that the Browns and Steelers, or maybe it's just the Browns, were like, this field should not have been playable, and we had to play on it. And I don't think that will happen with the Bills. That's also an older stadium, right? Does their grass that was installed, or designed 25 years ago have some of the capabilities that the Bills are going to have? Probably not.
I also feel like we should prepare ourselves, Bills fans. The stories about the stadium 400 level and the stairways and the moderately blocked seats, I'm not going to go too deep into it. Maybe you're tired of hearing about it. This is kind of my warning. You're not going to stop hearing about it, though, because if people do buy tickets on the secondary market, if people do go to the stadium for the first time, maybe you're someone that didn't go and thought like, whatever, what's the big deal? You guys will complain about anything. Then you buy a ticket in the upper deck and you're going to get to that seat and say, oh, yeah, that stairway is pretty prominently in my field of vision based on where that seat is. So you have potentially a lot of people going to their first game in the new stadium and reacting to it. So it doesn't mean it's going to be story A1 every game, but it wouldn't shock me at all if on, at 1 o'clock tomorrow, some fans get into the upper deck for the first time and take a look, and you're going to see more social media pictures of like, oh yeah, now I see what people were talking about. More and more people are going to experience the slight blockages or the slight obstructions. And you pointed out, Joe, that you've got seats that are clearly obstructed on the secondary market. The picture they show you is not going to be obstructed.
The railing is not there. When you look on the secondary market and they show you the image, the glass staircase is not there.
On some of your seats?
No, like it just doesn't exist in the picture. It's just the seats looking down to the field.
Right. So you're going to have people that are going to buy seats not expecting it. And I talked to another buddy yesterday who got seats and had a similar story that we were told it wouldn't be an issue. So I think you have a lot of people that, again, were told it wouldn't be an issue and they found out it has. Now, even if those people come to peace with it, if they sell a ticket online and say, yeah, I can't go to this game, the person that sits there for the first time when they looked at it online, if it's not in that rent, guess what? Like, I just think it's going to be whatever, like I said. Not story A1. Games will happen, but prepare yourself for hearing about it.
I wonder if that part of the story has any growth to it, because that would be a story that to me is not pointed at the Bills. I mean, it would be by association, but that would be at Legends, who the Bills
hired
to sell PSLs. And if that company had a lot of people that were doing that, which I had experienced, that person experienced, others we've heard have experienced, then that organization deserves a lot of criticism. If you were in charge of selling those tickets and you did that and you did it a lot, that's horrible. Just downright horrible to do it, especially if you were doing it on purpose to just get the most sales you could possible. But I think the secondary part is right. I heard a caller on the afternoon show either yesterday or the day before who bought tickets to the Bills-Bears game for like $600. That's the Sunday night game late in the season. And he did that weeks ago. And then he saw the stories from last weekend, and he checked into it or looked it up. And maybe similar to what I just referenced, like on the secondary market, you don't see the picture of the glass staircase. That person called in and said, I bought these tickets. I did not know that was going to be there. I only just wanted to go to the one game. I would have spent $600, but I have to deal with it. I wish I could go back and do it because I was not given the clarity of, I'm going to be looking through a glass staircase here. If you just went on a site and bought them, you wouldn't know that. Mm-hmm. And that also should not be allowed, right? Like, you're offering people an image of what you are going to be looking at on the field, and you are purposely leaving out a part that would impact whether they would buy or sell that seat. All that's kind of that part of it is way more gross to me than their actual existence in the stadium. We talked with the architect the other day. What was his name again?
Jonathan Malley.
Jonathan Malley. Everything he said made total sense to me why they decided to do what they did. But the after effect of then kind of hiding from it, to me, is the gross part.
Paul in Alabama. Paul, good morning.
Hey, gentlemen. Nice to talk to y'all again. First of all, you guys are just talking about the tickets a moment ago. If the folks don't list their seats, that's totally cool. Just donate them to like vettix.org or something. Like, just figure it out, right?
Well, I mean, if
Super Bowl,
a person purchases a product with the idea that it's going to be a certain thing, I don't think it's, I don't think they have to be treated like a bad guy. And I also don't necessarily don't think they have to give them up. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just saying there's other ways to sort of quell personal.
Oh, you mean the Bills would donate them?
Something. I don't know. Right. I mean, right. So you were just talking about it. So they'll figure it out.
Sure.
Anyway,
sure.
Valentine's Day, 2027, Super Bowl. Yeah, great. But more importantly, that's Jim Kelly and Hunter's birthday.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day this year?
Yeah. 6 months from today. Valentine's Day.
Is that that's an easy one, isn't it, for most football fans?
Sure.
If the Bills aren't in it, Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men and women like the Super Bowl.
All right.
Couples like football. Yeah, sure.
And obviously, if the Bills were in it.
Like a Saturday night Super Bowl observed. This is where someone might say it's the perfect time to move the Super Bowl to a Saturday. You know, I think I find that the internet memes where it's like, what take has people like this, and it's the guy with all the swords pointed at him. I don't want the Super Bowl on Saturday. A lot of people, you get to it and say, why not have it a Saturday so the whole world can be off on Sunday? And I don't want that. I actually don't want a Saturday Super Bowl. I like Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody goes to work and talks about it the next day. It's not on that late. It's like, 6:15, 6:40? It's not a Monday Night Football game. I'm good. I like the Super Bowl on a Sunday.
I'm okay with that. I've been on the Saturday train for a while, but I think that it running up against President's Day is a pretty good meet in the middle.
Okay.
Not everybody has off on President's Day. Maybe, though, if you had the Super Bowl on the Sunday before President's Day every year, maybe more people would give you off on President's Day, which is a federal holiday, right? Should be.
Yeah. So kickoff 1 o'clock tomorrow. Joe Kelly, you got some pregame coverage. You're on at 9 a.m.?
9 a.m., 9 to 1.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll have some fun.
All the coverage you need right here on WGR. Pregame begins at 9 a.m. with Mr. Joe Kelly and takes you right up to the start of the game. So, you wake up on Saturday morning, you're heading down, pop us on. We got pregame for you, as expected. And postgame, all that good stuff. Jeremy and Joe, 803-0550, 1-888-552-550. It's not a number anymore. I did it again. I'm not supposed to say that number. It's not
Fine,
a number.
$10.
It's not a number. It's Friday. It doesn't count. Friday. I'm just vibing.
That's a technicality now.
Doesn't count if it's before 7 a.m. and it also doesn't count on Fridays or Mondays.
So Mondays through Thursday.
No, it
Monday through Thursday.
Doesn't count on Mondays either.
Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday.
The only day the fines are applicable.
No, this is no.
I'll figure out a reason why those days don't count either. Anyway, give us a ring. Talk to us about anything here on WGR.